Alice in Wonderland. Alice is a 10-year-old girl who was sitting with her sister Lamise one day in the garden. Lamise was distracted from her by a book she was reading. Alice thought about making a necklace of jasmine because her sister was busy with her. And while she was in the garden, she saw a rabbit in fancy clothes looking at his watch and saying, "What is this? I'm too late, it's midday." The rabbit ran fast after he said those phrases. Alice was very impressed by him and threw the jasmine flowers that she picked and caught up with the rabbit, and while running she fell into a big hole. And then I heard the rabbit say, "My mustache, my ears, I'm afraid of the princess's anger because I was late for my appointment with her." Alice came out of the room and followed the rabbit again until she found herself in a place that looked like a big hall, and its doors are closed. It has a very long and narrow tunnel. Alice could not enter it because it is too narrow. Video you might like. Alice found a bottle in the shape of a doll. Alice grabbed it, and the doll said to her, "Drink me, drink me." Alice drank from the water in that bottle. After Alice drank the water, its size became suitable for her to enter into that tunnel, so she entered it and it led her to a very beautiful garden. In the garden Alice saw a cake with the words "Carry me and eat me." Alice ate it, and as soon as she finished eating it, with a misfortune happening, Alice turned into a very giant girl. Alice saw the beautiful rabbit and was afraid of its giant size and ran away. And during his escape, a glove fell out of his hand. Alice picked up that glove, and she found a small fan inside, and as soon as Alice lit the fan, it returned to its size and was no longer giant. Alice rejoiced and threw the fan into a lake, but the surprise was that Alice had found a board near the lake with the inscription, "Lake of Tears," and Alice found out that there was a palace behind this giant plant. Alice approached the door, and as the door opened, a beautiful princess appeared to Alice holding a crying baby, walking around her feet a small cat. Alice looked at the princess, but the princess did not care about her and said, "I have an appointment with the queen," and the cat stood between Alice's feet saying to her, "I know what you are looking for," and pointed to her with her hand saying. Alice thought that the white rabbit had disappeared, but after a few steps she found the gray rabbit with the hatmaker drinking tea together, and she also found a mouse falling asleep sitting between them, and after a moment, the hatmaker carried the mouse and lifted the lid of the teapot. Putting the mouse in it, Alice left the rabbit and the hatmaker and completed her way in. The behind him is an officer holding the king's crown, but she is surprised that all people are like drawings that move. Even the queen and the king look as if they are cards for cans. The queen approached Alice and asked her if she would like to play a game of cricket with them, or if she would prefer to go with the parrot to take her to the sad tortoise. Alice heard the voice of a laughing cat exclaiming, "Hello, I am the laughing cat. I learned to laugh in the chrysanthemum forest." And he also said to her, "Look behind you, they are the twins who are inseparable. One is known for asking a lot, the other." Then the cat drowned out with laughter. The cat suddenly disappeared. The twins jumped for joy, and many said the question, "I want to learn how this damn cat disappears." And Alice wondered who the laughing cat really ordered, so she asked, "How did you suddenly disappear and reappear again?" The monkey said, "They are blue chrysanthemums, so bring me a few of them, but be careful of the giant guard." Alice went to the chrysanthemum land, and the twins, standing in front of the laughing cat, looked at him disappearing again, and then from afar, they heard a distress call. "Help, help! Help, help!" Alice returned and found the parrot and the turtle on her way. The two were waiting for the king and queen, and when they arrived, the trial began and everyone who lost in the game of croquet was executed. The white rabbit came back again with a candy bar, and Alice was very hungry and craved a piece of it. "They called me to the court, because I am the witness of the proof," the king shouted. "Bring the second witness." The hatmaker entered. The white rabbit spread a wrapped sheet and read aloud, "The third witness, Alice. I'm here." "What do you know about the subject?" Alice replied. "I don't know the subject, sir." The queen was angry at Alice's answer and said, "She denies the verdict before issuing the decision. What is this absurdity? Only fools execute a sentence before it is issued." The queen's face blushed. The king got angry and shouted to the soldiers, "Arrest her." The soldiers flew into the air, heading for Alice, as autumn leaves are flying, and the king was calling. The number 6 advanced. Number 7, to the top. The number 3 is forward. Come on and beware that Alice catches one of you. I'm not afraid of papers and I'm not afraid of them. The king or queen can't hurt me because they are also from paper. The battle between the soldiers and Alice kept going, and the soldiers couldn't wound her. Although some of them were also carrying paper swords, Alice would grab the papers and put them in her pocket. Until she heard her sister's voice. He didn't say to her, "Alice, wake up, Alice. Wake up, Alice," and Alice's beautiful dream in Wonderland is over.